Welcome to the Belly of the Beast, your home for original horror content. Warning, some of our stories may be upsetting for some individuals. Listen at your own risk.
Today's original story is called Night Shift. It was written by Beastmaster and will be narrated by me, Denmother. I work the night shift at a gas station. I've been working this job for the last 2 years. I've always liked this shift because I'm a night owl. Most nights are quiet, and I'm able to get all of my work done in the first 2 hours or so. Then I get to spend the rest of the night texting friends or playing games on my phone. The only people that come in are usually in and out in 5 minutes. They're mostly smokers that ran out of cigarettes or someone on a beer run. Tonight was quieter than usual, and I finished all of my work faster than normal since I had less interruptions. The last thing I always did was mop up the store. As I was putting the mop away, I heard a car door close. I went back behind the counter thinking a customer would be coming in. However, I didn't see any other cars in the lot except my Jeep. Whoever it was must have got gas and left. Not giving it another thought, I pulled out my phone and started playing a game. An hour or so later, and still no customers had come in. I looked up from my phone to see a car pull in to pump number 2. An older woman in a red coat had stepped out and swiped her credit card. Okay, good. I can run to the restroom and be back before she's done, I thought to myself. I tried to be as fast as I could. As I was walking back up to the counter, I heard another car door close. At first, I thought it was going to be the old lady leaving, but I didn't hear her car start. When I looked outside, I saw the woman sitting on the ground near her car. I opened the front door of the store and popped my head out. Are you okay? I asked. The woman turned her head to look in my direction, but when she did, my heart stopped as I realized that her eyes were cut out of her head. Blood was dripping out of her eye sockets like tears, and a look of pure terror was plastered on her face. I just stood there frozen in shock and dismay, for I don't even know how long. But the sounds of the woman sobbing in pain snapped me out of it. I ran back into the store and called 911. I wanted to get the woman and bring her inside, but I was too afraid to go out there. The dispatcher on the phone told me to lock the door and to wait for the police to arrive. Within 5 minutes, the parking lot was filled with cops and an ambulance for the woman. I gave the police my statement, and one of them stayed with me to help explain the situation to my manager on the phone. My manager said he was on his way to close the store and asked me to stay until he arrived. I asked the officer if he would stay with me until my manager got there. Of course, miss, he stated. Will you need a ride home? He asked. I explained that I needed to drive my Jeep home as I didn't have anyone to bring me to get it the next morning. The officer understood and agreed to follow me to my house, probably to settle my nerves as I was trembling from this horrible experience. I thanked him and he nodded and attempted to give me a comforting smile. While waiting for my manager to arrive, I overheard the other officers discussing that this is the 5th case that they have seen over the last month and that they have had no leads on who the suspect may be. I thought it was strange that I've heard nothing about this on the news, but I guess I can understand with how gruesome these attacks are. My manager arrived within 10 minutes or so. He could clearly see how shaken up I was from this experience. He hugged me and told me to head home and that he would deal with everything here. I gathered my belongings and went to my Jeep. The officer followed me to my house just as he promised. As I pulled into my driveway and pressed the garage door opener, I felt a wave of relief that this horrific night was finally over. The officer and I gave each other a quick wave as he drove off. I pulled into the garage and put the car in park. I pressed the garage door opener and looked up into my rearview mirror to make sure the door was closing properly. That is when I saw a dirty, disheveled man in my back seat holding a knife, and I knew at that moment what was going to happen to me next.
I hope you enjoyed today's story. Please like and subscribe as it will help us to continue to provide you with great content. Until next time, stay safe and avoid becoming one of the stories from the belly of the beast.